Mm, it was probably about um 2, 3 weeks out from the fight. How did I react? I weren't very surprised, to be honest. I heard it was through visa issues, but I know, well, through getting matched up with these like wrestler guys before, they if they injure the toe, they pull out. So I weren't really that shocked he pulled out. When they got replaced with Matos, I thought this is much more of a dangerous fight. He's much more of a guy who comes to finish, comes to look for the knockout or the submission. But it's a lot more of an entertaining fight for the fans. He's also, only lost to the cream of the crop fighters like Peter Yan and Magomedov. So I think it's a good win for me here. He's probably looking at the tournament, he's probably top two hardest fights in the tournament. So it's good for me here to get the top guy out the way.
Yeah, and just another one before I let you go. Do you still see the Muhammad Makayev fight happening before your careers are said or done? Before your careers are said and done now that he's a free agent?
Um, I mean, if he wants to come over here, yeah, to PFL, then yeah. I don't see why that fight can't happen. He was talking about he wants a one fight deal and come over and fight me. I think why not put him on a one fight deal and bring him over and come and fight, and we could come get the fight in Birmingham or something. I think that would be a big card for PFL. I mean, and even if it's only a one fight deal with him, I think PFL are still going to make a decent amount of money off him coming because we'll sell out. You know what I mean? So, um, I think yeah, bring him over. Why not? You know what I mean? I see he's doing karate combat now. I've never seen the guy throw a punch, so I don't know what he's going to do with that. So why don't he come over here and just we'll have an MMA fight or whatever. He's going to end up doing the slap fighting the way he's going.
Was that it, Liam?
Yep, that's everything from me. Good luck with your fight.
Thank you.
Seb.
Hi, Jake. Thanks so much for your time. Firstly, exciting new time, obviously, for you in the PFL. But what would you say you learned about yourself during your time in the UFC?
What would I say I've learnt about myself in my time in the UFC? I don't know. That's a hard question, really. Okay, one thing is if pre-UFC, I suppose I fought a lot of top fighters. I was all top fighters. No one can doubt that. I mean, I was 3-0, and I fought for the EFC world title against a guy who was 11-2, who just dropped Hayaguchi like 4 times in a fight, who was the former Bellator champ. So, and I just killed him, ran through him like he was nothing. But pre-UFC, I fought hard opponents, but really no one ever gave me an hard fight. So when I got to the UFC, I fought other top fighters, but they actually started to give me like hard fights. Like I went 3 rounds and got dropped and had to get back up and continue through it. So I had a big cut over my eye and had to battle through it, escape submissions and that. So I think it gave me more valuable experience. You know what I mean? So and also learning from like mistakes I made during like I don't know like the weight cut or whatever, or just mistakes overall, and getting better from them and things I did right as well. So yeah, overall it was a good experience.
Obviously, there's a lot of money on the line with the PFL. Firstly, how big a motivator is money? And secondly, any ideas what you would do with the winnings?
Well, obviously it's a major um you know achievement to get that sort of money. I mean that I'd be sorted then. I mean at the minute at the moment I'm driving a Toyota Yaris banged up. You should see the side of it. It's all smashed in and everything. You know what I mean? And maybe then I'll be able to buy a new car or something. Because at the minute I'm driving around like and people are looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, mate, do you know who I am, bro? Don't look at me like that. But yeah, it'll be a big achievement to win that sort of money, life changing. and also beating these fighters in the tournament also propel my career.
What would you say, in MMA is more important, natural ability, or would you say having the right mentality?
Natural ability or having the right mentality. Yeah? I guess I don't know, man. You couldn't have natural ability without the right mentality either, though, could you? Really, I don't suppose. Because how would you get natural? How would you be naturally talented without the right mentality? You know what I mean? Um, there's naturally talented fighters that don't work hard, so they probably didn't get as far as what they should have. But I mean, they have got a good mentality as well, because otherwise they wouldn't have no natural talent. So I don't know. That one's hard to say.
Just last one from me. Obviously, if you could build a Mount Rushmore of British fighters in MMA, what would it be?
Um, Leon Edwards, Michael Bisping, Vaughan Lee, probably Ian Freeman.
Lovely. Thank you so much and best of luck.
Nice one.
Mike.
Jake, can you just kind of talk a little bit more about your decision to sign with the PFL, and how you ended up here?
Yeah, obviously, when I left the UFC, I had multiple offers off multiple people, but obviously the PFL makes the most sense. You know, top promotion in the world. Got top fighters. Obviously, the opportunity with the bantamweight come up. With the tournament. Um, I thought this is the way to go. So yeah, that's why I chose PFL.
And obviously, you have an amazing opportunity ahead of you with this world tournament. How do you think your career, and your plans in this tournament will kind of be a message to other fighters and say, hey, listen, it's not, the end of the world to be with the UFC. You can come to a promotion like the PFL. You'll be leading the charge for fighters looking for a new home, and the PFL.
Yeah, well, like there's other fighters who've already done the same thing like that. Like Impa, for instance, he was famous at one stage for getting a spinning back kick to the face. Now I think he's won $1 million at least once, to my knowledge. Probably maybe more than that. So he's absolutely changed his life, isn't he? So, and now he's a household name and a star. So I feel like I can do the same here. Yeah, I feel like I can do the same.
I know the money in the tournament means everything to you, but what kind of legacy do you want to carve out for yourself here with the PFL?
Well, like for one, the when I win the tournament, I'm going to be a legend in the UK as it is, and um, just being part of the tournament, I've created history. Really, you know what I mean? I'm a guy who's won Cage Warriors and EFC title, competed on Contender Series in the UFC, now in PFL World Tournament, the first Englishman to ever compete in the first ever bantamweight PFL World Tournament. So, at the end of the day, that already makes me a pioneer of the game in the UK. Um, Winning the tournament then makes me a legend. I mean, I could even retire there and then, and I've already submitted myself as a legend. Um, so yeah, winning the tournament is absolutely big. Even being part of it is big, but winning makes me a legend.
I appreciate the time. Thank you so much, Jake.
No worries.
Jonathan.
Jake, competed a lot of your career at 125. You've spent a good solid year building out that 135 frame. How do you feel like you compete at 135 versus 125?
Well, obviously, I spent most of my career at 125, but it was getting hard for me to compete at that weight. I had a DEXA scan, um, and it was saying that even if I was 0% body fat, I'd still have 10 pounds to lose. So it was just getting to the point where it was too hard to make the weight, and I also had performances where I felt like I suffered. So I felt like in the Durden fight, I was dead from the weight. I didn't put the weight back on, and I just gassed early, which anyone who knows me knows that I can go 3 rounds easy in the gym. You know what I mean? And I'm the hardest worker in the gym. So that affected me. And also in the Johnson fight, it was the first ever time I got dropped in my life, but I felt very vulnerable in that fight. Like I felt like I was almost shot from the weight cut where I was getting stunned easy. So it was time for me to move up. I obviously had the first fight against Blockhead. I'll call him Blockhead, I don't know what his name is. Blockhead, I had that first fight on a week's notice. And I felt really good. I put the weight back on good and I felt sharp. In my next fight at bantamweight, I probably overdid the did the diet and did the camp and didn't adjust well and put the weight back on well. But this time I feel like I've done everything perfect and I'm gonna be the best Jake Hadley you've seen.
Jiu-Jitsu at 12, right? Boxing at 15, got into MMA at 17. How do you feel like your ability to mix it up as well as you do gives you an advantage to be, moldable and flexible in this tournament?
Yeah, well, I feel like I can fight from every aspect of the game. I feel like I've got good striking, whether that's front foot, back foot, um, good takedowns, good takedown defense, good jiu-jitsu off my back, good jiu-jitsu standing. There's not one place really you could put me where I'm not comfortable. Saying that, these are the best fighters in the world in this tournament, so there's a lot of guys like that in the tournament, including my opponent. I feel like he can fight from everywhere. He's dangerous everywhere. So yeah, it is an advantage I've got. But these are the cream of the crop, so everyone's good everywhere.
Like you said, first time PFL bring that bantamweight tournament into the mix. What do you feel like the weight class of bantamweight brings as far as excitement for the PFL?
Well, like, obviously, I think most people know that the lower you go in weight, the more skills are on display. I feel like you can put like the heavyweights on. No offense to heavyweights, but some of them ain't got the skills. You know what I mean? Where the little guys, they've all got the skills, but at this weight, bantamweight, we can still knock each other out. You know what I mean? So you still get the entertainment of people getting knocked clean out cold, but then you also get to see the world class skills. I think bantamweight is the premier weight in all organizations around the world. I think it's the hardest weight as well to be a champion in. And this tournament shows like there is some guys here who people may not have heard of. Like for instance, my opponent, he's only got like 6,000 followers on socials. So like not many people know him. He's not a household name, but he's still a top guy, you know what I mean? So this weight is the hardest weight in the world, I feel.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
This will be your first fight in the promotion. What's your opinion of fighting in the tournament and the draw you got?
Say that again, sorry.
This will be your first fight in the promotion. What's your opinion of fighting in a tournament and the draw you got in the tournament?
Yeah, man, I like the idea of fighting in a tournament. I'm just sad it's not all over one night, to be honest. 3 fights in one night, make it real old school. But I like the idea of a tournament. I like the idea of 3 fights in 5 months. I don't know how much a lot of the other guys like the idea of 3 fights in 5 months. Yeah, but I do. I've done it before. Last year I fought 3 fights in 5 months. If I could and there was no such thing as weight cutting, I'd fight every month. You know what I mean? Old school. But I feel like this is gonna suit me.
And then other top European fighters have had success over here, like Dakota and Brennan. Does that give you confidence that you can do the same at your weight class?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, that they, like Brendan and that they pioneered it. Obviously, I know, like guys in the UK at a high level anyway. You know what I mean? So you don't give me no extra. I know what level I'm at. You know what I mean? I know I can beat these guys. I know I'm a top fighter in the world. I've just got to prove it on the night. I just got to do it on the night. You know what I mean? So yeah.